I wanted to follow up on the point you made in terms of you think good things are coming by the end of the Trump term for cryptocurrency. Are you in the camp who believes that more regulation in cryptocurrency will be a good thing overall for the industry?
Yeah, look, I wouldn't say more regulation. This is not like your breakfast cereal box where it talks about weight, not volume. I don't think we need 50 regulations instead of two. But what we do need is clarity about what's allowed. And so we need some guidance, for example, about whether banks can connect directly to blockchains as payment networks. The answer has to be yes, right? We needed answers about can banks custody cryptocurrency so that institutions felt comfortable adopting. And you saw what happened when we gave that clarity. So you have clarity across a variety of areas that I think you'll be seeing just in the next 6 to 8 weeks, which will make it easier for crypto investors to know how to invest, to know how institutions can be in this asset class. And those are the things that are driving prices at this point. You know, it may have hit a bubble 2 years ago, but with more clarity, institutions that see this as a real thing are going to adopt at scale, which they've already started to do. So stay tuned.
All right, everybody. Welcome back for another one. And I wanted to start this video off with that clip from Brian Brooks talking about the imminent regulatory clarity coming in 6 to 8 weeks for crypto. He said it's not going to be as bad as people think, and that crypto's here to stay, basically, and that they're rolling out all the regulations that they can to try and promote innovation, right? Has it right here on this article I'm about to talk about. Promote innovation. So the most important development over the past few days, I missed a video yesterday. I was celebrating my wife's birthday with her, so apologies there. But anyway, over that period of time, I think this is the most important development, so I wanted to cover it, right? So new broker deposits rule promotes bank fintech partnerships. The rule regarding broker deposits approved today by the FDIC board helps modernize the concept of broker deposits in ways that gives consumers more choices and control over their financial decisions and promote innovation between commercial banks and the fintech industry. Not going to read all their main bullet points, but these improvements to the broker deposit rule help promote greater access to financial services by supporting fintech and bank partnerships and allowing a wider array of services to be available in the market, especially for unbanked and underbanked Americans for whom the easier user interface of fintech apps is a gateway to the mainstream financial system. All right. So basically what's happening is they're making rule changes that are allowing these fintechs to start having more to make these lending and rewards on their credit cards and interest on the stable coins and stuff like that to make that acceptable, right? And it also reminds me of, like I said, the Robinhood debit card for one. So for those of you who don't know, Robinhood is basically an individual brokerage account application you can download, but you can also have a debit card on there. So if you deposit a bunch of cash over there, you want to be able to spend it while at the same time be able to trade it, you can do so. So I have one of these, and definitely a great thing to have. Also, Coinbase has the same thing or similar thing, right? So with this Coinbase card, you can have cash on there, but also when you spend, you can earn rewards in Bitcoin or Stellar. Stellar is always in here, right? Which I'm going to talk about later on in this video. But anyway, what's really happening with all these rule changes is fintechs are becoming banks. Just look, it's right on the surface, right? So the banking industry is getting completely disrupted right now. And I think the place to be is fintech moving forward, to be quite honest. But another thing Brian Brooks' 6 to 8 week window reminds me of is this Banking for All Act that was proposed by Senator Sherrod Brown in March. Well, no coincidence, right, that this happened right during this whole global situation we're in. But anyway, what does this act propose? It would require member banks to maintain pass-through digital dollar wallets for certain persons and for other purposes. What does that mean? Why is that relevant, right? I don't think many people even know that this exists, right? So Congress is trying to pass a Banking for All Act, and I think the deadline for it is in January. So makes perfect sense, right? 6 to 8 weeks, it's all coming to the surface. Also, who is Brian Brooks, right? For those of you who don't know, well, right now he's on the board of directors of the FDIC, right? Which is basically the entity that provides insurance for the banking industry. He's also working with the Office of the Comptroller as the acting comptroller. For that, he worked as the board of directors for Fannie Mae, which is basically the government entity backing mortgage loans, I believe. And then for that, he was the chief legal officer at Coinbase. Okay. During his time at Coinbase, he helped them roll out the USDC. And since he's taken over as the acting comptroller, he has pushed forward bank fintech partnership regulations that make that easy for them to do. What else has he done? Well, in July, he processed this rule change for federally chartered banks and thrifts to provide custody services for crypto assets. And a few months after that, in September, the SEC and OCC issue first regulatory clarity for stablecoins. So he has brought on rule changes for stablecoins, banks to custody crypto, and then for banks and fintechs to partner up. All right. Meanwhile, the Banking for All Act pending that would require member banks to have pass-through digital dollar wallets. Okay, they are rolling out all the regulations right now that are necessary for crypto to blow up. All right, another thing, very interesting that ties in with all of this, right? I've talked about this before, but you know, for those of you that missed it or needed me to remind you, here it is, right? So USDC in October was announced to be moving to the Stellar platform in January, right? Same time frame that this Banking for All Act needs to happen. Same time frame that Brian Brooks gave for regulatory clarity. Well, Stellar developers and end users can now benefit from the world's leading compliant and regulated digital dollar stablecoin. What do you think that is, guys? The USDC is the United States central bank digital currency. It is so obvious right in front of our face, the world's leading compliant and regulated stablecoin. They have rolled out the central bank digital currency right in front of everyone's faces. It's going to be ran on Stellar on the retail side, and there's nothing we can do about it. I don't know, like, how do people not see this? Here it is, it's right here. The US CBDC is USDC, and it was put in place by Brian Brooks over at Coinbase, first and foremost, when he was there. And also, for those of you who are like, okay, well, I missed the boat on Stellar. I missed the boat on XRP. So I don't care about this or whatever. Okay, well, guess what? USDC is also going to be ran on Algorand. Right? This is one of the deep sleepers. Brian Brooks has mentioned Algorand himself in videos before, along with Stellar and Ripple, without saying Stellar and Ripple. So Algorand is on Coinbase. It's one of the lower market caps. Not too low, but it's a lot lower than Stellar and Ripple. So if you think you missed the boat, there's something to look at. But I just wanted to talk about this again because, hey, we got the 6 to 8 week deadline. 2021 is going to be so explosive, probably something like we've never seen before. And they're doing everything they can to push this, right? And mainstream media, what are they all talking about? CNBC is talking about Bitcoin every day, all the time. The wealth transfer of the ages is coming. It's happening right now, and it's going to be done with cryptocurrency. All right. Everyone speculated there will be some massive increase in the price of gold. Could be, but maybe not, because we live in a digital age now, or everyone has a computer in their pockets for the most part. Don't you think we're moving into the digital money age? Well, I think we are. And I think that it is right in front of our faces. All right, hope that was an interesting one. As always, please like and subscribe, share with your friends and family, and stay tuned for the next one. Thanks.
What is a cashless society? What does it actually mean in a literal or high-level sense?
Money will become like these, relics of a different age, and will only be found in places like this. In other words, hard cash will disappear. It will become electronic, transferred by things like these.
Then Tracy is in Beijing to show us what a nearly cashless society actually looks like. Then, good morning.
Mobile payment transactions in China reached a cumulative total of 277.4 trillion RMB in 2018, ranking #1 in the world, according to the recently released statistical report on internet development in China. As of June 2019, online payment users in the country reached 633 million. The cashless society is now approaching.
When's the last time you paid with cash? Well, chances are cash has taken a backseat to the plastic in your wallet and smartphone pay apps.
Denver 7's Ryan Luby explains the digital pay revolution and why not everyone is on board.
The cashless society, the cashless society.
The cashless society.
The cashless society is now approaching.
The cashless society.